kids. This is Sophia Mona Lisa of the Roseville Mystery School, and I am thrilled to bring you today's video journal that I am calling March Madness. I'm putting this together because this month of March is probably a month where you feel like maybe you're going crazy, you don't know what's up in the universe, and perhaps you're under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure by what's transpiring this month. So let me tell you what this experience is all about. First of all, let's step back to February. In the month of February, we were poised for what was going to transpire this month, March, because each of our chakras, of our crystalline body, the higher octave chakras of our crystalline body, had gone through an alchemical process that took us through 7 of the 8 steps of alchemy. And so this is what poised us to be prepared and ready for what's happening this month, March, which is an absolute transmutation that we are undergoing as we step into the 8th step of alchemy, known as the Alpha and the Omega. This step is a mysterious 8th step that many alchemists, or many of those who practice alchemy, aren't even aware of. This mysterious 8th step of the Alpha and the Omega is even spoken to by Christ in the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And he refers to the Alpha and the Omega as the first becomes last and the last becomes first. And that is the mystery. It's a mystery that we discuss in our Venus gatherings. But first, let me show you why this month, March, has been so intense for everyone on the planet. This month of March, we are entering, and actually we did enter yesterday, which was March 16th, the metamorphic underworld, the 4th and final phase of the Venus synodic cycle, when Venus retrograde descended into the metamorphic underworld. Now look at all of these events that are happening this month. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a collapsing of consciousness, wherein at each of these astrological events, each one so incredibly potent in and of itself, is shifting all of these chakras, right? The higher chakras in our crystalline body into this stage of the Alpha and Omega. And we begin the month, March 1st, with 2 of these shifts. First, the root chakra shifted into the Alpha and Omega step when Venus stationed retrograde. And then just a couple of hours later, definitely less than 3 hours later, we had this portal of ascension open up at the Venus gate, which was the activation of the soul star chakra, the last gate activation of the 3rd phase of the Venus synodic cycle. So within a matter of hours, boom, the root chakra went into the 8th step of Alpha and Omega and the sacral chakra, then went into the 8th step of the Alpha and Omega. Now, what you should understand about the Alpha and Omega that I am aware of is that it is a portal that allows you to connect with the truth of who you are. It allows you to connect with the great divine treasure that you carry within your Christ heart, within the holy of holies of your Christ heart. And that is pure, unconditional, divine love. So as we are going through this month, each one of these subsequent chakras is stepping into that 8th mysterious step of alchemy, the Alpha and the Omega, and it's happening rapidly. We just had 2 more shifts, one on Friday the 14th at the lunar eclipse in Virgo, and then, as I said, yesterday, the 16th, when Venus descended into the metamorphic underworld. Now that we're in the metamorphic underworld, this is a hugely intense transmutational experience. Things are going to start shifting even more rapidly. On the 22nd, we will reach the metamorphic seed point. And at this seed point, the Leo divine royalty goddess journey that we have been going through, the Leo divine royalty goddess will get transformed into the next Venus goddess, the Pisces divine mother goddess. We are getting ready to start a whole new Venus synodic cycle. On the 24th, 2 days later, we are going to be having a Mercury inferior conjunction that in and of itself, it's already Mercury and the Sun conjunct in the underworld, and they will be conjunct our Venus retrograde, making this event even more potent. And at this event now, the 3rd eye chakra, the portal of perception, goes into the Alpha and Omega mysterious 8th step. From there, on the 29th of this month, Venus will rise as that Pisces goddess morning star. And this marks the beginning of the whole new Venus synodic cycle. We will have completed a 19-month cycle with the Leo divine royalty goddess, and we are stepping into a brand new 19-month cycle with the Pisces divine mother goddess. On the same day, we will have a solar eclipse in Aries. And at that point, the soul star chakra, the portal of ascension, will step into the unconditional love of the Alpha and the Omega. But it doesn't end here, beloveds. The very next day, when we are in this liminal space where our entire higher octave system, our crystalline body, some people call it the rainbow body, some people call it the higher self. When this higher self is in this liminal space of the Alpha and the Omega, get ready. Neptune is going to make an ingress into the sign of Aries. It is shifting from Pisces into Aries. Now, the last time that Neptune was in Aries was from 1862 until 1875. That was 150 years ago. This is a huge paradigm shift for us. And one of the reasons it's a huge paradigm shift is because back when Neptune was in Aries in 1862 to 1875, we were dealing with Piscean archetypes. Now we are dealing with Aquarian archetypes. And so, what do you need to know about Neptune in Aries through the Aquarian archetypes? Neptune represents your golden cord, your connection from your Christ heart to the beloved I am presence, your divine self. And as it steps into Aries, you are going to be coming to know yourself, right? Aries, knowing yourself as a divine being and knowing yourself as being able to consciously engage your will as it is aligned with divine will. This is a 180 degrees shift from the warring energies of the Piscean archetypes of Aries. And in fact, if you know anything about history, you can see here 1862 to 1875, during that time was when the United States had its Civil War. Now, Neptune will be in Aries from this month, March 30th of 2025, for the next 14 years through March of 2039. It is going to go back into Pisces and come into Aries again before it stays in Aries for those 14 years. We will really be talking a lot about this Neptune in Aries influence, along with another big event that's coming up in May, which is Saturnia's ingress into Aries. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We're going to be talking about that too. And so through the Pisces goddess journey, we will be incorporating what's happening with Neptune in Aries as you are coming to know yourself as an embodiment of the divine, knowing yourself in terms of conscious equal partnership with divine will. As Yeshua said, let my will be thy will. Pardon me. Now, what I want to share with you, in addition to this incredibly great news, which hopefully by now you can understand what's happening this entire month in terms of this collapse of consciousness that is being completely transmuted in preparation for the Pisces Divine Mother Goddess journey, is that the Rosewheel Mystery School, after, let's see, 19 and 19 is 30, after 38 months, so that's 3 years and a couple of months, is going to be resuming our sacred feminine classes. And we're going to be doing that with this new Pisces goddess journey. Now, I understand that a lot of people engage the Venus synodic cycle. And I understand that there are other people out there teaching classes about the Venus synodic cycle. But let me assure you that what we are doing and what we have been doing for the past 4 years at least is a completely unique engagement with Venus. So there are some fundamentally unique attributes about how we at the Rosewheel Mystery School work with the Venus synodic cycle. And I'd like to take this opportunity to share some of those with you now. First of all, we do not follow the traditional myth of Inanna as the template for the Venus synodic cycle. when we were in the Inanna underworld of the Gemini rainbow goddess, which was back in March of 2021, Yeshua gave me a brand new template. My priestess sister Winsong and I had already discovered that the myth of Inanna had fallen away and was no longer relevant to where we had evolved to. And through this Inanna underworld journey, we were wondering, what do we do now? And right after the resurrection seed point, Yeshua came to me and gave me a brand new template. And we've been working with that template and the Venus synodic cycle ever since. We also do not work with the Piscean archetypes. Many people that work with the sacred feminine rely on the Piscean archetypes for the sacred feminine that are taught through Daniel Jamario's book, the Shamanic Astrology Handbook, and are also taught in Kaylin Castell's Shamanic Astrology classes. We do not work with the Piscean archetypes. We work with the Aquarian archetypes, and it's actually Sophia who shares with me what those Aquarian archetypes are, not only for the sacred feminine, and also for the sacred masculine. So we're working with completely different archetypes. An integral part of our work with the Venus synodic cycle, which I'm not aware of anybody else doing at this time, is bringing in the alchemy, the 8 steps of alchemy. And both myself and my priestess sister, Winsong, were taught these steps of alchemy when we went through our high priestess process. And I really consider Winsong to kind of be the master of alchemy. So she takes the lead on the alchemy part of our gatherings, although I will tell you, we have been blown away by how frequently she and I receive absolutely the same information around what's happening alchemically through the Venus synodic cycle. And finally, just like the brand new template and the Aquarian archetypes have evolved the work with Venus, our work with the Venus synodic cycle continues to evolve. And we bring in elements, again, that are inspired by Sophia. Sophia, the great divine creatrix of all things. Some of the things that we've brought in are the teachings of Mary Magdalene, specifically how the steps of alchemy and the activations of the gates tie in with the 7 egoic powers from the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. We've also brought in teachings about the I Am from Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters. And so our work with the Venus cycle is absolutely unique and unprecedented. If you're interested in taking these classes, this is the link to the page that talks about the classes in more detail. I will include this link in the description box below. And as I mentioned, the Aquarian archetype for this brand new Pisces goddess journey is the Divine Mother. And so we will be working very closely with aspects of the Divine Mother through this Pisces goddess journey as the Divine Mother is birthing through each of us the divine human. Now, I've been talking a long time, 5 years or more. Well, since 2019, so I'm not sure how long that is, maybe 6 years, 5 or 6 years, about the second coming of Christ being the emergence of Sophia through humanity. And in fact, it was Yeshua who shared that piece of wisdom with me. He told me that the second coming of Christ is the emergence of Sophia through humanity. And this Pisces goddess journey is a huge part of that second coming of Christ, as the Divine Mother births the divine human onto our precious planet Gaia through each of us. So I want to thank you for watching this video, March Madness. I hope that you understand now that you are in the crucible, which each one of those alchemical events that has been happening this month. And hang on, because you will get through it. You are being prepared for the second coming of Christ to emerge through you. Thank you, beloveds. I will see you soon. Take care.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of